high school football, I remember you said that I think your sophomore year, your mom sent you to military school.
Yeah, going into my junior year. Yeah.
What was that like, and why did she do that? Were you hard headed?
Oh yeah. Listen, I had a 1.3 GPA in high school.
So you couldn't get in prison with that grade.
I couldn't get in prison. Thought I was going to play a running back at Penn State.
Okay.
And I was kidding myself. I was in La La Land.
Right.
And my mother could see where my life was headed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And she said, okay, I can make this move now, get him out of Philadelphia,
right.
get him in an environment where he can begin to thrive and to begin to see his potential.
Whether you or the crowd you were hanging with?
Oh, I was a product of my environment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a lot of drug use, a lot of depression, kids, drinking, smoking, stealing.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that type of kid. I don't like to get high.
Right.
I'll drink every now and again,
right.
but I was being influenced in other ways.
Yeah.
And she said I had to get out of there. So
right.
at the age of 15, she sent me down to Fort Union Military Academy.
Wow.
In the middle of literally, like Charlottesville is 30 minutes east or west. Richmond is about another 90 miles east.
Mm-hmm.
And smack dab in the middle is Fort Union Military Academy. And when you talk about culture shock, man, it was tough. I did not adhere to any of the rules when I first got down there. You had every second of the day was accounted for.
Yeah.
You was doing something, chores, studying, working out, doing something. And I thought, this was freelance Willie, doing whatever I wanted to do.
Right.
But I had to learn real quick that, yes, I have to do my chores. I got to sweep the hallways. I got to wax it. I got to buff it. I had to clean the bathrooms. I got to do all that stuff. And once I committed to the process of that, that's when things began to flourish. So I went there, man. I went to Fort Union, and you talk about some dudes, I believe it was about 18 guys that got Division I scholarships out of Fort Union.
Wow.
Dogs. Went to North Carolina, Clemson, Florida State, Savannah State, Virginia Union, Youngstown State, all over the country.
Right.
Some dudes. And I went down to 6 feet, 178 pounds. And I had to get bigger, stronger, and faster, and that's what I did.
How big were you? Were anybody in your family military? So
My father was he served in the Army. My uncle, his brother served in Vietnam. My grandfather served in the military as well.
So you had some idea. You have general knowledge of what military structure was like, but
hey, I ain't with no parts of that. Where you had to do
right.
Hospital corners every day, 2 space fingers with your locker. With
everything is at time. If they say 6:30, hey, don't you come in that thing at 6:30 and 05?
No, everything is a regimen. And so I did that for 2.5, 3 years. And I'll never forget it, man. After my true senior year, I rushed for like 1,300 yards.
Right.
I was all prep. But my grades, I had to really work on my grades.
Right.
I didn't have, I had 0 scholarship offers. I had a partial offer to Edinboro.
Right.
And this was going on my senior year.
Right.
And I'm like, well, what am I going to do? So luckily they have a postgraduate program.
Right.
You can go back for another
year.
And I developed and I worked on my grades. And that's where I got really into reading.
Right.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Okay.
Was reading that every day. And just having a positive mindset and just believing, because I didn't have a place to go to at all. So I went back hoping that I can come back and garner some attention from some major schools, and I did just that, man. So it was a blessing in disguise that my mother, because she didn't have much money.
Right.
And I always wondered, how did she pay for it?
Right.
And it wasn't until 1996 when I got drafted that she drove back down to Fort Union Military Academy and gave them that final check for my installment to pay off my entire school.
Wow.
Yeah, she sacrificed. She worked 7 jobs, man, as a model, flight attendant, waitress, God knows what else. It was just me and my sister, and she worked her ass off to put me through there, and it was definitely life-changing for me.
It all kicks off Super Bowl Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and become an official member of Club Shay Shay, where we do something before two something.